The Art Director's Debrief, number 3, Unpacking the Most Awkward Proposal in History.
Hello, and welcome back to the Art Director's Debrief, where we move beyond the page and into the very heart of the story. The chapters we will unpack today, 18, 19, and 20, represent a breathtaking crescendo of social comedy and intense personal drama. If the previous chapters were about the quiet formation of narrative and prejudice, these chapters are about those narratives exploding onto a public stage. We will witness two pivotal performances. The first is a collective family humiliation at the Netherfield ball, a public spectacle of poor taste. The second is a private yet equally theatrical performance, one of the most disastrous marriage proposals in the history of literature. At the center of both events lies a profound theme: the clash between societal expectation and individual integrity. We will explore how public perception can shape private destiny, and we will analyze the immense courage it takes for a woman in a restrictive world to stand her ground and utter a single, world-altering word. This is the story of a performance, a proposal, and a powerful, revolutionary act of self-preservation. The Netherfield Ball was meant to be the glittering apex of the local social calendar. For the Bennet family, it should have been a triumphant display of their daughter's charms. Instead, it devolved into what can only be described as a masterclass in public humiliation. Let's examine this through the eyes of our two silent observers, Mr. Darcy and Mr. Bingley. The behavior of the Bennet family, excluding Jane and Elizabeth, is not merely inappropriate, it is a direct threat to the social and economic aspirations of the entire family. Mrs. Bennet's loud, indiscreet boasting about his supposed engagement between Jane and Bingley is a disastrous social misstep. Mary Bennet's mediocre and persistent musical performance transforms her from a studious young woman into a public nuisance. And the younger sister's giddy, shameless flirting with the officers paints a picture of a family with no sense of decorum or restraint. For Mr. Darcy, this is more than just bad manners. He is a man obsessed with social propriety and the importance of connections. The behavior of the Bennet family would have been, in his eyes, irrefutable proof that they were a family of low breeding and dangerous connections, a liability to any man, like his friend Bingley, who might consider marrying into it. This is not merely an embarrassing evening, it is a critical turning point that will directly influence Darcy's future actions. Amidst this chaos, we have the dance between Darcy and Elizabeth. This is not a romantic interlude, it is a duel. Their conversation is a parry and thrust of veiled insults and probing questions. Elizabeth, armed with Wickham's story, attempts to wound him with words. Darcy, in turn, is guarded, cryptic, and visibly disturbed. The dance is a physical representation of their relationship, forced together by social convention, moving in prescribed steps, yet locked in a state of mutual misunderstanding and intellectual conflict. It is a brilliant, tense, and utterly unromantic performance. The morning after the ball, the theatre shifts from the public ballroom to the private drawing room of Longbourn for the second major performance, Mr. Collins's proposal. This scene is a comedic masterpiece, but beneath the laughter lies a chilling commentary on the institution of marriage in this era. Let us dissect his proposal as an art director would analyze a script. It is structured not as a declaration of love, but as a business presentation. He begins not with sentiment, but with a preamble, clearing the room to ensure a captive audience. He then lays out his reasons for marrying, which are entirely self-serving and devoid of any mention of Elizabeth's character or his affection for her.
First, he believes a clergyman should set an example of matrimony. Second, he claims it will add to his happiness. And third, and most appallingly, it is the direct advice of his patroness, Lady Catherine de Bourgh. He is not asking Elizabeth to marry him, he is offering her a position as Mrs. Collins, a role that comes with duties to himself and, by extension, to Lady Catherine. The woman herself, her thoughts, her very essence, are irrelevant to the transaction. When Elizabeth refuses, his reaction is perhaps the most telling part. He does not register her words as a genuine expression of her will. Instead, he dismisses them as the usual practice of elegant females, a coy, theatrical trick, a line from a romantic play that he expects her to perform. He is so insulated by his own arrogance and patriarchal certainty that he is literally incapable of believing that a woman of her standing could possibly refuse a man of his. He cannot see her, he can only see the role he has assigned to her. This brings us to the climax of these chapters, Elizabeth's refusal. "I am not the woman to forget my own happiness in a compliment to yours," she declares. In our modern world, this seems like a basic assertion of self-worth. But in the context of the Regency era, for a woman with no fortune and a precarious future, this was a radical, almost revolutionary act. She is refusing not just a man, but a concept, the idea that a woman's entire existence should be sacrificed for financial security. She is rejecting a loveless, passionless future, choosing uncertainty over a comfortable prison. Her repeated, firm no is an assertion of her own agency, her belief that she is more than just an economic pawn in a social game. The aftermath is just as revealing. Mrs. Bennet's fury is purely economic. She sees Elizabeth's refusal as an act of selfish folly that jeopardizes the entire family. But it is Mr. Bennet who provides the scene's emotional anchor. His calm, witty intervention, "Your mother will never see you again if you do not marry Mr. Collins, and I will never see you again if you do," is not just a clever line. It is a profound act of fatherly love. In a world that sees Elizabeth's choice as madness, he validates her right to choose her own happiness. He sees his daughter not as an asset to be married off, but as an individual worthy of respect. And as this domestic storm subsides, the camera pans to our quiet observer, Charlotte Lucas. Her thoughtful interest in the newly available Mr. Collins is a chilling piece of foreshadowing. We have just witnessed one woman fight for her romantic ideals. We are about to witness another make a very different and far more pragmatic choice. Charlotte represents the sober reality that counters Elizabeth's idealism. Her future actions will serve a powerful commentary on the limited choices available to women of her time. Her quiet presence at the end of chapter 20 is not accidental. It is a signal from Austen that the story of marriage in this novel is not just one of romance, but also one of compromise and survival. This sets the stage for a new conflict, not between lovers, but between friends with vastly different philosophies on life. These 3 chapters, then, are a crucible. They test our characters on the public stage of the ballroom and in the private theatre of the home. They force us to question the very nature of marriage, security, and happiness. I leave you with these questions to ponder. Is Elizabeth's refusal an act of courage or an act of foolish privilege, given her family's situation? And is Mr. Collins truly a villain, or is he too just a tragic product of a society that forces everyone to play a role? Please share your brilliant insights in the comments below. If this deep dive resonates with you, a like and a subscribe to the Emotive Archive would be the greatest compliment. Join me next time as the consequences of Elizabeth's choice lead to a shocking new engagement that will change everything.